Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to What's Map, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Well, it's Tuesday, Tuesday's request day. Today's map's requested by the creator, and just like this upcoming Friday's map was requested over on Twitter. So if you wanted to request a map over on Twitter, the handle you're looking for is at Edge of the Sofa. Yes, that is me. And you can do that, or you can go via Facebook or in the comments down below, or even over on Patreon if you're a BonBon buddy. Loads of options. So anyway, I bet you're itchy to get on with this map review, aren't you? Well, if you're itchy, you know what to do. You need to scratch it. You need to scratch it right now. Scratch it good and hard, baby. That's right, scratching that like button really does support the channel, gets me seen by more people and helps me grow a little bit more every single day. So thanks very much for being scratchy. Okay. Dear, oh dear, sorry. Today's map is Spud Falls by Greyflame. Greyflame we've done a couple of times in the past and they are pretty damn good. Today's map's slightly less detailed than the previous one, Stage Start Square. Slightly less detailed, but that is not holding today's map back at all. There is your terrain height map and it looks pretty flat in general, pretty flat, no giant mountains to play with. And then resources look like that, very usable, a little bit swirly in places with the or basically it's used for painting, but it's used very nicely for painting. Anyway, off to the workshop. It is a mass transit map. You will need mass transit for today's map. We'll be using the Stray Cats theme Homecoming and the Springwood LUT. There's plenty to subscribe to, but not too many things, including a couple of bridges and rocks and stuff. Right, you may want to also grab hold of network skins for today's map. We'll get to that fairly early on. It does say in the description, so I'm happy to accept it, you know. But yes, you may need it. You may want it. We'll get to it. Right, okay, it's almost instantly recognisable as a Greyflame map. There's something about Greyflame's maps that look pretty much like this. And some of you might not like this. I love it. I just love it. Tree usage with Greyflame is right up there. They know how to use trees without having to use too many trees. It's good. First intersection, is it slick? Is it professional? Does it look good? Does it look like it's going to handle enough traffic? All of those questions and stuff will be answered very shortly. Yes to all of them. I think it will definitely handle everything that we need it to do. The bridge is kind of low without being too low. Certainly a good height and no street light clipping as well, which is good. The other thing, which is a very pleasing thing for me, is we're going 2 lanes splitting into 2 lanes and the arrows point in a direction that make a lot of sense to me. Unlike yesterday's map, which kind of had arrows that do what arrows like to do in Cities Skylines, which is point right if you've got to turn right, you know, even if right is more or less straight on because we've done a very slick job. Right, coming up to our first of 2 custom bridges today. This one, they're both very nice. This one, couple of issues with it, one of them we've already covered, the other one I think you'd probably guess in advance what it might be. It's a very nice find. I've not seen this one before. Very good choice. I like it a lot, you know, I do. Look at that. Excellent. The question is, we do have shipping up this river. Is that central span high enough for a cruiser? Definitely high enough for the container vessels, but cruisers may be a little bit struggly, you know, under that. Also, you may notice we've got a lot of street lamps going on down here, right next to each other. And that is where network skins are going to come in. You may want to grab network skins and remove some of them. Right, what's causing this though is the question, and the answer is, well, the bridge itself has some kind of infrastructure within it. Let's move it just to drag one of these roads out and cause chaos and bedlam. There we are, done that, moved that out, and you can see there's like roads underneath already. I've also managed to move a pillar out into the, oh dear, I'm so messy. So yes, if you don't like those street lamps like that, network skins is your mod. I'm going to get rid of that pillar, it's annoying me already. Even though I've done more than just that one pillar, I think we'll just, yeah, there's another pillar over there, it's looking a bit stray. No, I'm not moving that one as well, it's fine. I just feel good that I've done some tidying up. I love the trees in this little cutting underneath the bridge there. That looks really quite natty. Something I might have to borrow myself. Trees in cuttings. Remember that, BonBonB? Trees in cuttings. When I do my next map, whenever that's gonna be, I don't know. Just, oh, if only I was 17 to 20 times bigger and I was working as a full-time YouTuber, I'd be churning out maps and letting you guys join in, and it'd be a party. Spread the word about BonBonB. I need more subscribers and more viewers, many more viewers. Thank you very much. Next intersection looks like this one. This is the start square intersection. It's a trumpet intersection. It looks very slick as well to me. We'll come down here, very tidy underneath, and we'll come down, just make sure everything looks tidy out of the way. Thank you. Looks very tidy underneath there. And somewhere over in the start square over there is a big old asset for today. Very nice. And when I say very nice, I mean very nice. It's the air-supported sports park by Senfkorn. We'll come in and have a few close-ups. Now, there are two versions of this. When you subscribe to it, you get this one, the fully decorated one, and the canopy is fully decorated. The other one is basically like a grey-white plain one. So if you want something slightly less obtrusive, then there are two versions. Right, shall we do a factoid? Because factoids? No? Okay, fine, we won't do it. Oh, sorry, somebody's put the hand up at the back. I'm going to do it anyway for that one. In the 1850s, the average couple had 6 children. It doesn't say if it was their own children or whether they borrowed them, but they had 6. The 1850s. See, there you go. Education has moved on, contraception has moved on, and obviously we are all less wealthy than we were in the 1850s. We can't afford to keep 6 kids. Mind you, 6 kids back in the 1850s. Give them a lump of rock and they were lump of coal and they were happy. Anyway, there we go. Air-supported sports park by Senfkorn. That's today's asset of the day. And Senfkorn, I'm going to be honest with you, I think Senfkorn was the very first asset creator that made me go, ooh, you know, I mean, we're talking 2.5, 3 years ago. I don't know when it was, but the first time I actually ventured onto the workshop and I saw one of their assets, and that was the one that made me think, hang on a bloody minute, what's all this about? So, Senfkorn, you're probably partly responsible for this channel. You can take the blame, my friend. Take the blame. Oh, anyway, yes, coming up to the next intersection. This one is very swirly. Where are we down here? It looks good to me there. And then, yes, it's one of these. It's a bit like a flower. Oh, a little flower. Good ground texture work as well, bringing all the different colours. No street light clipping. It looks like there was for a second, but there's not. Come around here. Yeah, it's all looking very slick as well. And then if we head off this way, now we're heading down towards the second custom bridge. Make yourself comfortable. It's going to take us a few moments to get down there. I don't want to skip over the environment too fast. I want to give you the chance to have a look around and choose like a good place to start building your first city on each particular map. It's not all about rushing around. So take your time, have a little look, see if there are any detailing issues as well as we're going down, but there clearly aren't, you know. Okay, now it does say in the description that this bridge was too good not to use, and I'm going to be honest with you, I think you're right. It's a very, very nice one, this one. It's not really designed for highways. It's designed for like one main road going through the middle rather than 2 highways tucked up together. And I'll show you what I mean by that in a moment. We come down here. You can see the actual steel mainframe there just touches on the line. So if I'm driving at national speed limit down there, that is a bit tight. Now, clearly nothing really Spud could do about it. Greyflame can do about it. Spud is the map mob one. Nothing really that Greyflame could do about it short of changing the roads that go across the bridge. And I think that was the only answer. And so there was something they could do about it. So I'm going to call that a detailing error. Minor detailing error. There are worse detailing errors. There are definitely worse. Things like, don't worry about the popping in and out, popping out. That's a game issue. One thing that is worse would be, if we come down here, tucked down here, Okay, I'm being very pedantic. You've got to get in really low to see that. But yes, there's a little bit of blue mantle under there. Just a wee bit. And then off to the fog. I think we've covered up most of the highways. Shall we have a look at the rail? Expect the rail to be good. Okay? I do have one little problem with it. It's a personal thing. I think it will split the audience on this one. I might even talk about it after the I think I'll do that. I'll talk about it after the intermission. But yes, in fact, I'm not going to say anything about it. See if you can spot it while I just warble on about things coming up as well. I know I mentioned it yesterday, but I'm building up towards it. The Viewer's Choice Top 10 for July, that is coming out tomorrow evening, all things being well. Oh, we've got some encroaching trees on the rail. That's not the thing I was going to point out, but we do have some encroaching trees on the rail, and a little bit of encroaching foliage there. But yes, the Viewer's Choice Top 10 for July, all things being well, will be out tomorrow night. And that'll mean we'll have 12 months worth of Viewer's Choice Top 10s. So coming up very, very soon will be the Viewer's Choice Top Maps of the year, of the first year of the Viewer's Choice of your polling. Yeah, a few more encroaching trees there. Again, these aren't the things I was going to point out with the rail. It's something else that you're looking for here. And it is on this stretch of rail. It's not on the hidden bit of rail that you can't see. So yes, that's coming up. That is coming up. Now, what do you think the best map of the last 12 months was? That's a tricky one, isn't it? There have been so many. We've had Sidai, we've had Zosso, we've had Bringer of Fire, we had Ikanya, we've had so many top creators. Anyway, coming up to intermission time, which means it's time to stop waffling on.
Are you struggling with water physics in the game? Are you constantly drowning and flooding your soggy little sins? Then you need the Beginner's Guide to Water Physics by BonBonB. Click the information button now.
And so, shipping routes. Now, normally we do this in the white togglerable, the white overview. But if you have a look here, we'll have a look at the cruiser. The cruiser just clips that bridge. It's a close thing, but it does. We're going to follow it this way. This is the shipping route, so we may as well have a look. See whether he goes under the main bridge up here. I'm pretty sure he will as we head up this way. And yeah, there's plenty of clearance under that bridge. So that's something. That is something. What about water flow? Well, there's a couple of rivers. This is the one that will go down past the start square eventually. There's not an awful lot of water flow in this top part of the river, but that probably doesn't matter too much because I wouldn't imagine you'd be doing too much work with the water up this far. Past, I believe those would be Spud Falls. We'll look at those in a minute. And then the water is actually moving down past the start square. It's not rapid, it's not strong, but it is enough. And then the main actual river is pretty strong as well. So that's all good. So from up here, the map does look good, doesn't it? It's pretty flat down by the rivers. This is a map drawn just as it's kind of a doodle map from what I can tell in the description. There was no real plan. It was just basically just see what came out of the map editor, and this is what's come out. Not bad for a map doodle, if I say so myself. Now, I love the tree work by Greyflame in all of their maps, and even this map, which is just a little bit on the, well, undecorated side, the simplest side of all the maps, it still looks pretty reasonable as well. We do have large patches where there's not many trees at all, but those are the areas where you're supposed to be building. Speaking of building, this is your start square, and I have a little bit of a problem with the rail being so close to the start square intersection. When you get in here, the very first thing you're going to have to do is build a bridge or head up into that land over there, or tunnel, or move the rail. For me, that's an obstruction to getting started. And now that's going to split the masses. Some of you are going to say, no, I don't care about that, which is fine. But I thought I'd mention it. So anyway, that's what you were looking for. That's the answer to the question at the start, the end of the first half of today's show. Did you guess? Let me know in the comments. Be honest. And we head up the rivers. Now this is what I believe is Spud Falls, because there is nothing else on the map that looks anything like a falls. This is very nicely done and will definitely be the thumbnail and screenshot. Very slick indeed. Why Spud Falls? I think because if you read through the description, Greyflame speaks a lot about their potato of a computer, and so therefore Spud. I do believe that is the Spud that we are referring to, his very own computer. So anyway, one thing that we haven't had a look at is the density of the woods and the forests. They do tend to vary. I'm choosing one of the coming into one of the most densely packed parts on the map. Let's have a look down here. That does feel quite dense, I think. I think so. So yeah, I'm sold on that. But yeah, this is there is good tree usage throughout the map with various densities and styles there. So anyway, what do you think of this map? Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote, as you know, really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the Viewer's Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Well, only you can decide. And yes, it definitely has a chance, I think, this one. Definitely has a chance. Right, so what do I think? Aesthetically, I think it looks good. Considering it is a doodle, it does look very good indeed. I think, all told, I can give it a very solid 4 stars. Very solid 4 stars. I've no problems with it at all. Detailing. On the whole, pretty good. Not really too much to complain about. Can't get anywhere near a 5th star because a little bit of blue mantle and a little bit of grumbling about custom bridges. But I don't think we're slipping into 3-star territory on this one, so I'm going to give it 4 stars again. Gameplay potential. I think this map has a lot more options than yesterday's map. I think there is a lot more that we can do with it. Can't get the 5th star because it's just bugging me about that bloody railway line cutting across the start square. But other than that, I like it a lot. So again, I think we can give this one 4 stars for gameplay. So there we go, Spud Falls by Greyflame. But does it get a BonBonB seal of approval? Let me think about that one. On the downside, on the good... Oh, go on, throw it in there. Yes, actually it does. I think you won't be too disappointed with this one, as long as you're okay with using network skins as well. But that is covered in the description, so what can I say? Well, anyway, thanks for watching, for commenting, for liking, and for subscribing. Join me tomorrow for another map in the What's Map series and the Viewer's Choice Top 10. There's an old map on the screen now if you want to go and catch up on an old map, which will have the votes in place on it as well. And thanks again to all of the BonBonB buddies over on Patreon. Thank you for your support. Without you, well, I'd have no BonBonB buddies, would I? See you tomorrow.